Hey guys, Team Game here. Gonna bring you a deck profile on my Thavas Aqua Force Deck. So let's get to it. Okay, starter play for this deck is Bubble Jacob Kid. Basically, you push his card into Soul and choose any card. I think any card. Yeah, choose any Aqua Force card. It gets the ability to. And it's when this attack is when it attacks on the 4th battle or more, you get to draw a card. So basically, I play this card just because pieces are very important in this deck. Having grade 2 cards is required, and pretty much this helps us get to pieces faster. And yes, there is we do have the starter from the child deck that is really good, but I feel that in place of that, I can possibly get my pieces faster with this. So yeah, that's a starter. Onto our grade 3s, we play 4 of our one whose passes the Storm, the boss. Obviously our main our main right target for this deck, depending on the matchup, obviously, but for this deck, usually it is the main right target. Basically, GB2. When it attacks, when a unit attack, if it's the 4th battle of that turn or more, it gets a crit and the ability that your opponent cannot guard with grade 0s. And then when you stride, your Vanguard gets the ability when any of your unit attacks, and if it is the, I believe, 3rd battle or more, no, 4th battle of that turn or more, you choose 3 of your opponent's rear guards, and they have to choose one to retire. Basically, it's a huge way to control what our opponents do in the game, and I really love that. Basically, that effect, and I think was one of the things that was missing in Aqua Force, is having the ability to retire, to make your opponent retire, but still having the ability to retire in general is just really good, and it's something that I love in this deck. Next, Plane Jockey of the 7 Seas Skyros, basically important for our against control games. So against basically Link Joker, against Kagero, against Narakami that kills off our rear guards. We're playing this dude. Basically at GB1 gives your whole front row resist, and has an on-ride ability where you can choose any of your rear guards. It gets the ability when it attacks on the 3rd battle or more, basically 3rd wave, and it then you get to search the top 5 cards of your deck. If there's a grade 3, grab it, put in your hand. Basically good to get your strides, or if you don't want the boss, get you the boss. So that's a grade 3s. And forward, Thavas Salt. Thavas Salt, super important in this deck. It is the main multi-attacker for our deck, and is an early rush card that we needed and had since set 13. So definitely get 4 of it. 4 is important. And on time when attacks the Vanguard, if you stand the card, -5k to this card. Next, Argument Clone for the boss. If you have the boss Vanguard, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, gets +2k, and when it attacks to the Vanguard, it gets to restand. Basically, another resender in this deck, another way to rush our opponent down. Next, we play our Magnum Assaults. It's basically it's on boost. On boost. If at the end of the battle at the end of the battle that this card was boosted, Counter Blast 1, restand it, gets +2k, and it becomes an 11k attacker after that. So obviously it's another good attacker, and extends the waves that we need for this deck. Lastly, Tekken, play High Tide Sniper. It is a rush card deck, so super important. And it also is a great card to end games with. I mean, most of the time, like with let's say for Lambros, with this card ends up standing. you attack it again, soul blasting 1, it's a 29k attacker. That is a huge guard. Unless they have a G Guardian, it's pretty hard to guard it. They have to drop unless they have triggers, they have to drop at least 20k to guard it. And again, if they have 5 damage, it's really awesome, easy to do. Okay, grade ones. Play for Stride Father. Pretty much, it's a stride based deck. You need Stride Father, so you can stride constantly. 3 of our Battle Siren Melania. Basically, a great card to not only rush with, but to also draw cards with. Because when you have Thavas Vanguard and it is the 3rd wave or more that this card attacks, you can counterblast 1, gets plus 5k, and you draw a card. Obviously, definitely needed for rush, definitely needed to draw. For Ocean Keeper Play-Doh, it is the G perfect guard for Aqua Force. Unflipping is important in this deck, so you definitely need it. And Battle Siren, Stacy has our last few cards. Again, in this format, there's a lot of control decks out there, so having a card in the back to attack in the back row, or in general just having that 3rd battle that you can extend your Lambros with, is really helpful in general. Basically, a GB1, this can attack from the back row, and it gets plus 3k when attacking back row, so it becomes a 9k attacker, so you can definitely snipe rear guards, which is also another great thing with this card. So, but even this control can also help make this better. Okay, triggers for Heart Thump Worker clones. Christian the Soul. Give your Vanguard plus 5k if you have the boss Vanguard, and draw a card, obviously. Pops pretty much drawn pieces. Playing for Supersonic Sailor, drawing cards is also, again, unflipping is super important in this deck, so having this as a way to unflip is pretty good. Not necessarily needed, but it's something you should play in this deck, in most Aqua Force decks. 4, Battle Siren Malika. Putting only 4 draws in this deck, because we have the crit, we have Melania to draw, so honestly having extra draws, having another 5th draw or even a 6th one could possibly make us deck out, which is not something you want to do, but you really do deck out with this deck, because most of the time you finish your opponent by like your 2nd or 3rd stride. But then there are those rare games where you are just going so far that you can't guard, that you end up decking yourself out. And then lastly, 4 kill triggers. Simple. Onto the Stride deck, playing 2 Storm of Lament Wailing Thavas. Basically, another way to control our opponent's field, and a game ender. Basically, a GB3 when it attacks. For each attack before this, that's a rear guard attack. You get to choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and they have to retire them. And then GB2 effect, when this is the 3rd wave or more, counterblast 1, it gets plus 5k for each previous rear guard attack, and your opponent cannot guard with grade 1s. It says grade 1s, so that means they can't guard with sentinels or even with boosters, basically. But yeah, that's pretty much the important of this deck. One of the best cards to control with this deck. Next, we're playing 4 Storm Dominator Commander Thavas. It's an early game rush, I feel. This is what makes an early game rush, because this could be pretty much our first ride. And basically, it makes any of your cards attack from the back row. So it gives them plus 5k too. So giving it to maybe like early on Adelaide or the boss, having them attack from the back row, and they already have the plus 5k on them, is really good. Plus, it's even better with Adelaide because it's a 16k attack, and you can stack triggers on it also. And it also has a secondary effect where it gets at GB3 if there is fourth, yeah, if it's a fourth battle, any card is the fourth battle, you basically it has the Thavas Aqua to choose 3 of your opponent's rear guards, and he has to retire one of them. So basically, if they have 3 rear guards, you choose 1, 2, 3, each retires 1, then you choose from those 2 for the second effect. So if the boss effect, any of them, they activate at the same time, so either one works. 1, 2, he has to choose 1, or if he has 2, both are gone, pretty much. Sure. Yes. Next we play 4 of Lambros, or basically Lambro, because this is one of the best cards in Aqua Force. Another game ender, and again in this deck we have like 10. We have 3 game enders in this deck: Lambros, Commander Thavas, and Wheeling Thavas, all of which are perfectly able to end the game super quick. But this one's like amazing because it gives your rear guards after the 4th battle. When that you stand on the 4th battle that this card attacks, you get to stand 2 rear guards, and it gives them 10k. So that's basically 2 triggers, which is really good. I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. It's a really good card. You should play it if you're playing this deck, or in Aqua Force Deck in general. Play this card. I don't care how much. It depends. Also, the amount though does depend on what Aqua Force Deck you're playing, which I will talk about later in another video. One series. Again, we play competitively, so if we have that time where our opponent stays stuck in grade 2, which is very unlikely in this deck, going against this deck, because most people will not play the grade 2 game against this deck, because it's a bad idea, because you have you definitely have the grade 2 game, plus you have Tidal Assault, which basically makes your grade 2 game even stronger, so definitely good to play. And then to this mode, we need to protect our grade 2s. It's very important in this deck, except for Adelaide. After Adelaide's turn, she's pretty much a vanilla, so not necessary. And sadly, we're playing 3 of the Aqua Force G Guardians. I don't really want to explain these because we are going to be switching them out, or at least I'm switching these 2 of these cards out for the new one, which is really good. Basically that's gonna be replaced. But right now, we're stuck with these. Basically, at the 1st or 4th battle or more, when this card is guarded, when this card guards, so if your opponent is attacking at 4th battle or they're attacking for the 1st battle, gets plus 10k on top of it. And then this one, 1st battle or 2nd battle that your opponent attacks, gives itself plus 5k. Definitely you can see that we're missing the 3rd battle, so not really good to use. But we don't really have any other choice, so we have to usually go into Screw. Definitely, you can honestly, I feel in this deck you can replace these with Screw, or you can replace it with or replace it in our Dismal, or replace it with the Great Elemental G Guardian that lets you drop and draw. Basically, don't play this, but at this point we don't really have any choice. That much choice. But yeah, that's been the deck profile, guys. Comment below on any comments, any questions, and please subscribe, and I'll see you later.